All right, let's see if this works. Can you guys hear me okay? We're back. And I'm just checking to see what's with the stupid ads. Good grief. Another account on. See if that works. Oh, wait, crap. Yeah, totally not sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Inside joke. Let's get rid of that. Can you guys hear me okay? Test one, two. Okay, I think we're good there. All right, let's get going. Hi guys, it's Dan with Avantnovis. We're gonna make just a random map. What I've gone and done, I have our good friend Google Earth here, and we're just gonna spin it around. Also, the audio kind of sucks, but you know, it's what you can do. I have to get another microphone. It's been way too long. All right, also excuse my voice. I'm still had a little bit of surgery on my mouth, so things are a little different. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to create a random map, a random campaign setting that will go online. I don't know how much time I have, but we're going to try to do this at least in an hour. We're going to be using also Wonderdraft. Newest version 1182 came out 2024, and we will see how that goes. Also, would like to welcome Puppet Master, Onodon, and of course my other account, Dan James, to make sure I can actually hear myself. Welcome to the stream. Let's go ahead and get started. To do this, we will be, again, accepting any type of suggestions. We'll be doing any type of things that people want. Oh, thank you, Puppet Master. Thank you very much. First of all, before we get started, does anybody want anything? Does anybody feel like, they'd like to throw something in the ring? If not, what I'll do is I'm going to, if I can find it, I have a random map place generator, and we're just going to go and we're going to use that to generate our first part of the map, get a feel for stuff. And thanks, Puppet Master. Glad to be back. So if anybody has a desire, anybody has a choice, that would just be wonderful to go ahead and throw that in. Wait a little bit here. All right, Donadon says, make a world map with islands. Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and see. We'll just generate something really quick. Okay, first thing off is Woo. I have no idea how to say that. Let's go ahead and look at the area. Okay, looks like we're going to do rich farmland. It's coastal, it's in China, so kind of flatland, probably with rivers. So Ocean Island map. Okay, we will start with that. Okay, Ocean Island map. Let's go ahead and let's get to Wonderdraft. Now, this map will be available online to anybody that wants to have it on allthatknows.com. I'll save it there. You guys can pick it up full size if needed. I'll probably make a link because this thing's going to be pretty big. Okay, our settings. We are going to go as big as possible here in Wonderdraft. And we're going to do adventure because it looks actually imagination. Let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to use Wonderdraft. It's a great little feature. I'm going to use some custom assets. It's basically Dottie. They call themselves Dottie online. Okay. For everything that they do. It's pretty cool. Nice guys. I'll put a link if you want to check their stuff out. Okay, let's go imagination. What do you guys think? Imagination or adventure? You know, adventure's kind of cool. Maybe, I don't know. Your choice, your choice. For now, there's also pastel. I don't like that one though. Imagination. No, let's keep it here. But this is a good start to stuff. All right, so we have some islands. Let's go with. Let's just kind of plot something out here. Let's go with. We'll kind of do thirds. I'm just drawing a random, okay, that'll be kind of our random whatnot. And we are going to start with an island over here. Again, this is just me throwing stuff at the, we'll draw big. This is me just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So we kind of have an island there. Let's just do another random line. Just closing my eyes and drawing something. Let's get over it. All right. Whoops. There we go. All right. So we'll just start again, throwing stuff at the walls. So we got this island here, and maybe it comes down. We'll follow these lines, and that's kind of cool. Don't like that. I think that, yeah, let's come up here with this and make sure we don't have any tangents. And then let's go over here and just create. I say avoid a tangent, and boom, there it is. So this might be a little faster stream. My son's not feeling too good today, but he wanted me to stream, so I was going to cancel, but he was like, "Dad, you need to stream," and I really appreciate that. Let's make some kind of frozen thing up here. Maybe it leads down to straight there. Again, I'm putting these things big, editing small. Ooh, let's put some islands here. How's that looking? How is that for everybody? Maybe island there. Maybe island there. Also, for those that didn't see, our community maps, while they've been on our Discord. Hi, Blaze. I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for being here. I am doing great. I had an opportunity. My wife provided me an opportunity so I can stream. Again, and not, yeah. So I get to take, this is like a dream for me right now. I get to stream and I get to take care of the people that I need to. And I'm really kind of excited. I'm really excited to be here and to see you guys, actually. Today we are doing just some island maps, big continents. It looks like in the north, I don't know, guys. What do you think? Should we do hot north or cold north? Hot north or cold north? That is a good question. Let's see. Onodon, any choices? Anything you'd like to see? Hot north or cold north? All right. Okay. I have a hot north from Onodon. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Puppet Master Blaze? Let's just do this. It's always fun to kind of mix things up. Hot and cold. Ooh, this is going to be a big map then. This is going to be huge. So let's kind of mix it up. And over in this corner, let's make kind of our giant ice packs. Maybe we can get some fjords. We can't do that. Yeah, that one's bad. Let's go here. Okay, we got something going here. Cool. I'm just going to save this really quick because, and we're going to date this as October 16th, Islands. And I will be good, and I will save like crazy. Sorry about that big sound. Did not like that. All right, hot and cold. Yeah. Should we do something a little extreme, Puppet Master? Like, maybe it gets really hot during the day, and it gets really cold at night. So there's this. I mean, we're talking like cold, like negative 60 degrees. Maybe we're near maybe the atmosphere is not as, or maybe we're near maybe a binary star or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. We're gonna do a bunch of little. That would explain all the islands, though, if you have that much tidal shift. So it gets really cold and the waves come up. Let's do that. So daytime it's 100 plus degrees, nighttime below 0. Okay, that's kind of cool. So we're going to have a lot of melting and stuff like that. Kind of extreme. I like that a lot. So what we're going to do now is just kind of finish out these islands. Hope you guys were able to dodge all those stupid ads. I forgot to turn those off for the live stream because, Ads. I don't like them. You guys shouldn't have to deal with them. For my other videos and tutorials, I do need to keep them on because I do need a little bit of financial compensation for the software that I need to do some job stuff. So I, totally, oops, totally just telling it like it is exactly what I'm doing. No shenanigans. 110 degrees. Maybe now, are there areas that are cooler that provide refuge? Oh, I got an idea. I got an idea. Check this out. Let me know. We'll go to paint. Okay, so like, okay, bring paint down here. I love paint. No, I guess that's new. Okay, we'll just do that. So, okay, so here is, let's say this is the Earth. This is where we're at. We have landmass or whatever. Okay. And of course, this is gonna be like super hot, like boiling. This is gonna be cold. What if with the sun coming out, it superheats this air, and then the next day when it turns, we have all this superheated air come down. Another like storms and stuff like that. But also, so this is kind of temperate. And this will be colder. That's really cool. You're outside and you're just watching everything freeze. So the flora and fauna would have adapted. And what if we also had, like, maybe there is, we're going to get kind of magic-wagicy here. We're going to have some floating earth casting shadows. Yeah, let's do that. And these shadows protect during the day. What do you guys think? I think that, oops, sorry about that. I think that'd be cool. Let's do that. So we have some safe areas. Maybe the evolution humans evolved to handle extreme temperatures or made form technology handle the extreme temps. Or what you're doing is good too. Okay, yeah, no, let's do that. Let's do that. So humanity, we have these safe areas. You write this down. Safe areas. Shadowed. Probably everybody wants it. And here is not Chat Makes Map. I wanted Puppet Masters. Yeah, we're gonna do this. This is cool. This is cool. We kind of got like this. I don't want to say Dune vibe, but it's kind of the survival vibe. I really like that. Okay, so that's Puppet Master. Let's do that. Woo! Okay, cool. So we're just gonna make, you know what, let's use these lines. Again, this is just something I just came up with. This is a lot of bull crapping I'm doing just to draw this. Let's go ahead and start. Now we got some islands there, and let's start, creating. Oh, it'd be really cool if you're like in areas and you have these like island paths, these little archipelagos, and when it freezes up, some parts of the ocean like freeze up, and you can walk on the ocean, place to place. So nighttime could be like traveling, and then you have to duck down during the hotter areas. Let's see that. That's cool. I mean, that's going to create a lot of cool little for campaigns and stuff. Huh, an idea just hit me. I don't know if it's feasible because I'm only doing this once a week. Because when I do it more, real life seems to kind of attack. I have my mom and an aunt. My aunt's in bed, and my mom is about 80 right now, and I'm helping take care of them. My daughter also has some issues. Again, this is not a sob story. This is actually things are working out. Things are working out really good, so we can take care of each other. And I'm excited and I'm happy. And no matter how bad things get, it'll get better. I promise you guys. It will get better. Oh, until you haven't made a lot of maps. I got Spider Maker the Fantasy Store. Oh, that is awesome. Blaze, good. That's great. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help or promote or bounce ideas off of. Hey, CG, I haven't seen you before. How's the program working for you? If you would like, CG, I can, once I'm done with this map, I can actually save the file and create a link on the website so you can actually have the file and modify and do anything with it. So we've got kind of our roads. It's going to freeze and cool really quick. Okay, this is kind of neat. These lines we have to kind of, let's work on these lines really quick. And we're going to go into our scraggly. It's brush size, roughness, scraggly things here. And we're going to make some island archipelagos. Get a little bigger there. There we go. Roughness down, that's right. It has been too long. Also, I accepted a commission recently, like about a month or 2 months ago, and I got really sick. But the people who made it, they're called Three Hound Gaming. Okay, so but check them out. I'll throw them. They need some love because I got really sick and had to have a little stay in the hospital. All right. Okay, ZG, what we're doing here, we are making a map that features a lot of islands. Now, this land, and I have it in the notes, and I'll post those too. We basically have a land that is really crazy temperatures. Okay. At night, a lot of it freezes. I mean, it gets down to maybe -60, negative, so that things are just flash freezing. And during the day, it gets really hot. So it's going to be kind of an extreme weather thing here. Because of that, because we have such, maybe there's like a binary star, or maybe there is a, yeah, let's say binary star or something like that. So it gets really hot and then it just cools down at night, and that's kind of how things have been for a while. All right, let's. I don't like this line. You know what? Let's just add stuff, and we'll take away stuff here in a moment. We'll just kind of create some islands, and if we don't like the islands, we can get rid of them. This is our map. We get to do what we want. We also have, because there's such tidal, because there's a lot of, so it's tidal lock planet to its star. Yes, 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 yes. And I think a binary star would be really cool. I've been watching some videos about them. In reality, according to the astrophysicists that did the video, you'd have really crazy weather patterns. I like that, especially for this map. But I would also like to see that we have a little bit more consistent control over those weather patterns. That way it just doesn't get cold. Or maybe it does. Maybe, we kind of keep this a little scientifically accurate. So the people in this world has had to adapt to extreme colds, and they've had to adapt to extreme hots all at the same time. Also, we thought it was kind of cool. Maybe there's some Earth, some flying matter, or some maybe a moon was ripped apart above this. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Blaze is doing a campaign setting, and he's kind of talking in chat about some of the challenges he faced, and definitely agree with that. Moon with large crack down the middle of it. What if we had? No, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so let's get this. This is kind of our. Oh, okay. So let's say we had we had moon, and maybe we had another celestial body that just was attached to it. Where the heck's there it is? And maybe our moon, since dual areas are kind of crazy, we have a moon here, but it's been struck by another body and it's been split apart. And so we have this it's starting to form a ring, but we have this massive chunks of stuff moving, and those are creating our shadows. Okay, and the moon itself, we're going to put a little fire in there, and kind of some burning core stuff going on. Yeah, that'd be cool. Universe Sandbox 2. How is that, ZG? Okay, Puppet Master, I'm putting your comment there into the record. So we have Moon. Another body that was pulled in. All right. Very cool. I'm digging this, guys. I'm really, really digging this. I think I've seen Universal Sandbox, and I think I would like to play with it. Oh, crap. What did I do? No. Am I still online? Am I still going here? Something happened. Okay, whatever. Are we good? Yes. I'd like to check out those. There's some map making programs that I've seen that create worlds, and that's something I kind of want to really get into. Like maybe some procedural stuff or others. And I'm just going around and now cragulating trademark. Cragulating these worlds, the coastlines, to really show that we got some crazy currents. Universal Sandbox 2 to make your own solar system. You want to check that out really quick, guys? Let's check that out. All right. Again, not... Ooh. Okay. Oh, we are rocking this. Ooh. Oh, I'm excited now. We're going to do some simulations. Okay. ZG, thank you. Thank you. We're gonna grab that. Once I get paid or whatever. The second I can grab that is the second I will check that out. Maybe we'll do a stream on that if you're cool with that. I'm also planning on doing, just when I get time or when I'm up at night with someone, I might just do some videos to just explore cool stuff. One of the things I do want to do, I want to show you guys with 3D modeling, like how to kit bash. The reason for that is I got in contact with a wonderful artist on ArtStation, and he makes some amazing creature bashes. And I said, hey, would you be cool if I streamed this? And he's all, yeah, do it. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. So let's make this here. We got crags and stuff. Actually, I don't like that. We're gonna fix that. Maybe we'll come up. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I don't like that there. Feels empty. Again, go with your gut when you're making map. Space engine. I did get Gaia. I did a huge project for some artists. One thing I've been doing is I've been taking, there's some people I work with that they need bronze renderings. And so that's part of what's allowed me to do this, is to help them out. And when I get paid from them, I'll definitely they throw me some compensation. I hope compensation. I haven't got any yet. But if something goes through, we'll probably use something like that to get one of those sandboxes, because those look really cool. And I'll check out Space Engine too. Okay, again, this world's going to be really cracked up. Man, I bet the plates are like jumping up and down. Or we kind of have a extremely large Earth, maybe with a faster rotation. Would have a higher gravity, unless those stars are really messing it up. Maybe 1.2, 1.5 times the gravity of Earth. Also means if we have rock structures, if we have island structures, or you have anything like that, they're going to be a lot heavier mineral base. So your strata is not going to be a nice, wonderful Earth strat, it's going to be really hard. Kind of like if you guys read Brandon Sanderson's, oh god, he has a series about this world that's pretty much all rock and storms. And we don't want to copy Brandon. Nice guy though. Met him once or twice. Really nice guy. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Stormlight Archives. But I don't think storms. I think just the natural changing of an environment would be really neat. Really, really neat. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Fraggle stuff up. Also, I was thinking, and this is kind of a rant, so please excuse me, but it's led to some. I have thoughts about it. Let's get rid of some of these islands to make it a little more natural, quote unquote natural looking. But we'll add some more islands to different places. Um, am I still online? Am I still? Yes. Okay. I'm using totally different software. I haven't used the software before, so I'm like super paranoid that it's going to crash. Oh, let's save real quick. Save. Thank you. Thank you, Wonderdraft. I also have been okay. So thinking about stuff. Um, Before the site went down, there's a site called Have I Been Trained, and it takes the large models for AI generated stuff, and it's able to create a library. And my maps have been scraped a lot from my website and also from Drive-Through RPG. They've been used to train stuff. Not happy about it. Not much I can do about it. So I was thinking I mean, instead of a bunch of AI people without permission kind of, making a buck off this, what if I made the maps on Drive-Through RPG free for everybody? So you had something to inspire you and you don't have to pay, you don't have to pay people to make creations or to modify creations. I've been thinking about that a lot, and I know there's a lot of people that listen to this channel that has bought those maps, and I don't want to screw them over. Like they buy a map, and then it goes free, and I'd be ticked off, and I don't think that's right. So I was thinking, what if oh hey, let's make a meteor strike. Yeah, we're gonna make a meteor strike right there. Okay, so I was thinking, for the people that bought stuff, I'm gonna make a special map, a big one for them, and all they need to do is email me or contact me if these things go free, and it'll be only their map. It'll be a special map to compensate them for supporting the channel and stuff like that. But I don't want to do that without your guys's permission, if that makes sense. Because I feel a little, you're here, you're sacrificing time to be with me and make some maps and improve my life. I want to do the same for you, but I don't want to host people over that have spent money, because money is, food off the table, and that's not cool. So I think I'm going to do that. And I might even, for long supporters or Discord members, I might even throw that map in there. I've got a big one. It's like, let's just say I've maxed out the pixel count of Photoshop. It can't go any higher. So on one of the maps I'm making, so I might, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. But enough of that, enough AI ranting, because it's out of the box. That's okay. But this channel's about letting you do your own thing and being inspired. Because honestly, the time it takes for someone to I'm gonna rant again. I'm sorry. The time it takes for someone to put in a query, make this map, you could do something like this you can make your own thing on Wonderdraft. Instead of me making an alien egg that crashed, ripped a hole through the moon and landed here. Came up from deep sea and has hatched a massive alien egg. All right, we are getting alien eggs. Well, maybe, okay, so Warhammer 40K, I'm going to throw that in. Warhammer 40K, after the Horse Heresy, the orcs found moons and they tried to drop them on Earth. They basically strapped a bunch of massive rockets and chucked them. What if that happened here? What if we go down here, just in the middle of stuff, and so we have this giant egg thing that is trying to hatch, or there's like a totally new biome down here. So we're going to make this thing here. Then we're going to draw some raiders to show that this is not natural. We got to avoid a tangent because that's a bad thing. Tangents make the eye go. You know what? I kind of don't like it there. Let's make it a little more prominent. Ooh, what if? Yeah, no. Let's do that too. Let me add that. Thank you, ZG. Are they restraining it? Are they helping it develop? New biomes? Maybe it's like a maybe it's something that they seed planet and it just this one just kind of came here and hit. And it's probably not a good place for the egg or this biome egg or this alien environment egg. So we're going to draw a circle there. And let's craggly it up really fast. Let's. What army are you running, Puppet Master? I have so many miniatures. I have a bunch of miniatures and stuff like that, and I've been kind of, I don't know, I've been very protective of them lately. Just like, no one touches these. If you use it, tell me and stuff like that. And recently I said, to heck with that. Stuff's meant to be used. Let's abuse those. So I'm actually going to paint those and get some stuff done with them. Came for research, and then this happened, and they're studying it. Now, those scientists, let's talk about, we have this is kind of a fantasy setting, or maybe it's a sci-fi setting. I don't know. Ultramarines, Tyranids, and Death Guard. I wanted Necrons eventually. That's funny. That's exactly, not Ultramarines though, but I did Blood Ravens with my army. So it was Blood Ravens, Tyranids. I did get some Death Guard, and I did get some Necron stuff, and I really liked doing it. Except that got extremely heavy on, that doesn't look good, we need to change that. Heavy on the wallet. Going back to our campaign map, we're just going to make this look like it hit. And just crunch something. Okay, I got to mute really quick. 1 sec, please. All right, sorry about that. Yeah. Someone is not feeling good around my house, and you guys don't want to hear that. Yeah, that's my scary thing about expensive models is messing it up. Okay, we're going to let's get really close into this egg. Egg thing. And we are going to just really lightly touch the 1 second, please. There we go. And we are going to make we'll make a little spin-off shooting off this. Like that, that's crunched the ground. Well, let's talk about that in my location. You should go sleep, but tomorrow's off. Oh, ZG, thank you for being here then. We'll hurry this. I do have to, we'll see what goes on here, but I might have to. Yeah. responsibilities that I need to take care of that have come up. But again, those people that I need to help, they was like, you got to stream down. I'm like, heck yeah, thank you. Very temperature, so we have a climate thing. What if this is like a terraforming egg? Whatever this is, they drop it on worlds and it basically terraforms it. But in this world, we have a with that extreme temperature and shenanigans. Maybe okay, this is just don't freak. We did something like that. Yeah, check that out. Okay, I like that. Is that good, guys? Cool with that? There we go. Let's make some other stuff here. Oh no! I gotta take this. Sorry. Yes, I decided during streams that if real life comes in, I answer it and take care of it because that's what's important to me. That's my way of the ninja. So we have these big terraforming things. Now, the people that are studying it, are they responsible for it? Is this an enemy that they've been tracking? Let's talk about them. We have some scientists that have been tracking this egg. Another faction tracking the egg. They're responsible. I know they're studying it. Was this intentional? That'd be cool. Oh, maybe there's like maybe it had a shell that split the moon. Maybe this is the thing. Whoa. Maybe this is what's responsible. That's kind of cool. A lot of detail there. What we need to do now, and so the eye is just drawn to that. So we need to kind of in this area make sure we're craggling stuff up, creating those same details in that same amount of come to this island and start details, and so we don't. I mean, we want our eyes to be drawn to this. We want to see that. We also want this to match. So I'm just going to blow holes all through this landform. What if the moon hatched? Meteor impacts. Fantasy World Guy, welcome. You know what? Let's make some more. Okay, this one's going to be different, but let's go ahead and make some more meteor impacts. We're just going to random places. Here's one. We are now going to make a meteor right here. Whoop. That's going to be the crater. This is going to be the outside thing, and this is going to be the little debris field. And to do that, we are going to lower the mass, and we're going to do the brush thickness high. This is going to be where the meteor impacted. Man, these poor people on this land. This must suck for them. Question, how long ago did this happen? How long did the moon get ripped up? How long did we have a meteor storm? What's going on right now, and how far are we into this it's kind of a rough place to live, you know, like I've seen some campaign settings like Dark Sun and stuff like that where the crap's hit the fan, but this is on another level. All right, let's do that. We're going to craggly these up a bit. There's one there. Then we're going to go in and we're going to cause a meteor impact. Yes. Okay, maybe they came from inside the moon and now they're studying it. So we have advanced people. Are we talking like sci-fi? There's an anime series called Last Exile that's really stuck with me throughout. Made a really interesting impression on me. And you had this organization called the Guild, and they provided all the countries with technology. And that technology, they, at their whim, could give it or take it away. So it was kind of this interesting dynamic. They favored some nations, and there's two animes. Watch the first one. The other one's just kind of a cash grab. Um, Dozens of years for humans to evolve in a way to survive temps. Okay, so this has been going on a while. Oh, okay. I'm going to grab your comment there, Puppet Master. Thank you for it. Thousands of years for humans to survive. Let's do that. That's a big meteor impact. Cool. Let's now make the little traces. So why the attention on the egg? Did that recently hit? Maybe it was orbiting for a while and it gently landed, or is that a recent thing, guys? Moon cracked 1,000 years ago. Creates shelter and good stuff. That's a little big. Let's kind of edit some of this down. Make it a little more interesting. Contain it a little bit. There we go. That looks good. And let's make a third one. Oh, look, we have one right there. Check that action out. Yay! We have one here. We'll put a little bit of a... There we go. Oh, the egg. Egg, meteor world, moon. They're studying it. Did the egg hit recently? Did it like pop out and we have like, or maybe this is something new. Maybe this is something that, let's make this something new. Let's make the egg thing something new. So we kind of have this overarching history of the planet. We have an overarching history. We kind of have this lore, and then we're going to add another element into it, that we have another biome that's arrived, being studied by, we need to identify who's studying it. Are they like, I don't know, are they like elves? Are they like superhumans with greater technology? Was this egg like a generational ship? You know, you make a ship to go to places, or a biome to go to places, and the generations in it are born and live in the ship and die and, you know, continue to, you know, survive as a species. And maybe this egg, maybe whatever's in the egg, or these people studying it. Let's kind of let's separate this. Let's kind of go blip. We'll just crackly that up. There we go. Now let's create two. Yeah, let's do that. So timeline. Always been hot and cold. People have evolved 1,000 years ago. Moon was shattered. Recently, we're going to call it the egg. And we're going to say new race. People are studying it. Now, I think we really need to talk about these people. Are they separate from the species in the world? Are they like, I'm thinking like, you know, Star Trek, you have the Federation going and checking on planets and stuff. And like they try to keep separate or cloaked or whatever. Do these guys care? I mean, did they like recently, are they just like, yeah, we're here, you know, we need to be non-intrusive, and recently they're like, okay, screw this, we're now in charge. So just some thoughts for that empire. And if people have a consensus on that, we'll do it. All right. Also, if you wouldn't mind, if you could send out some good vibes or juju or prayers or for my son. He's kind of sick right now. I'd really appreciate it. And I do believe in hope. I do believe that the goodwill in the world is going to make it a better place because we need it right now. All right, check that action out. How's that feel, guys? Let's go over here. See, we got kind of this line thing, and I think we're going to make a bigger continent right here, if you guys are cool with it. So we're going to fill some of this in. I'm going to save really quick. So if I mess this up, we can restore it. I'm thinking that we connect some. Should I leave it alone or should I connect it? You know, if I connect it, it'll like be down here and I'll grab some of these islands like this. Kind of a bigger continent thing. Add weight. So that's an option. I don't think it fits. But I think we should add some of this area here. I think we're going to connect it. Maybe make a lot of fjords and other things. There we go. Let's do that. Do I like it? No, I do not like it. Again, with maps, anytime I've met anybody that's done anything, with any problems they have or any difficulties, it's all about, come on, get rid of those. Well, let's crack these up a little bit. Let's crack this area up since that's not working. It's all about how it makes you feel. It's all about that gut impression you get. If you look at our world and continents and stuff like that, that's given us a language on how things should look. So when we see things that are not necessarily exactly what we expect, it's like language. If someone's, if you're talking something doesn't make sense, it's off, or it's like seeing things. And for me, that's how maps are. If it doesn't look good, if it doesn't read right, that's definitely not reading right. Maybe I just shouldn't mess with it. Maybe let's do this. That's close. Let's crack lead up. Okay, so I'm gonna need some thoughts. And someone just told me I have the option to turn off ads. I will turn off ads on these live streams. I didn't know they were there because I'm using the new YouTube software, and apparently I should have seen that coming. So I will turn that off so we're not interrupted, and I do apologize about that. The last thing you guys want is like making maps and all of a sudden like that Duolingo or whatever comes up, or Bush's baked beans. That's not a vibe. You must listen to my ads before you can play. Yeah, screw that. Yeah, there we go. A little busyness down there. We're getting there. Okay, cool. We kind of got our map right here. Maybe let's okay, I need an opinion. Do we add more islands? Do we make it like really islandy? All right, hold on. Yes, sir. We'll do. Okay. We're gonna kind of connect some stuff. I still like the thought of during night. That's when you travel because like things freeze up. And that's when you have to travel from place to place. These big maybe teams of sleds that in the daytime they're like these boats and wind powered, and then at night they come out of the ocean, come out of the waters, and just kind of that's cool. So these boat ski things. Wow, I can't spell worth a dang. So we have these traders, these merchants, travel by night. Day, boats. Then they turn into sled things. Maybe you have entire civilizations doing that. That'd be kind of cool. All right. What do you guys think? I think I like that. Maybe. Okay, okay. Check this out. So we have this egg thing here. What if this area down here, okay, is starting to become extremely temperate, extremely like good weather? Because maybe it's building up a higher atmosphere that contains, or magnetic field that contains the radiation, that manipulates the radiation into something that people can live through. Are these the goodies? Are these the good guys, not the baddies? I think they're the goodies. Let's do that. But I also think if they're into survival and terraforming, and they've come billions of light years through generations and generations, that they're very insistent that this works. So we're going to have a little bit of volatileness with whoever that is. Or maybe there's a separate caste system. You have the quote unquote common people that this whole egg thing's kind of a religion or something very sacred to them. Maybe they're workers, but you have the higher educated people, the scientists, the people that knew where people came from, and they're lore masters that really know what's going on, and kind of like an inner circle kind of. Yeah, let's. What do you guys think about that? Kind of for the scientist guys that maybe lived at the egg or followed the egg. Now, is the egg a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Do they just? I don't know. I kind of like the generational ship idea. So let me know on that. Let's get there. There. Ooh, I just got a spicy email about ads. Sorry, guys. I didn't know. I'll turn those off a second. I don't know how to do that right now, but a second I can, those will go bye-bye. Okay. That's looking fun. We kind of have this area down here that's nothing going on, so let's change that. Let's just do this. Make kind of a... All right. But I think, okay, if you're on a generational ship and all your existence is to propagate a species, that's going to cause some trouble. Okay, I wouldn't like that if I was stuck there. So if we're going to, if we can either do a couple things with the populace, we can go super, I don't want to say fascist, but it's all for the greater good, kind of hot fuzz style. Or they can kind of manipulate some of the larger population, or everybody's on board. So it's a good question. I'll let you guys decide on that. Is chat? Yeah. Are you guys still house sound? Are we still alive and kicking? Anybody there? All right. Let's make some islands here that go off. All right. So it looks, so we have something going on here. Okay. I think we're good. Let's start packing in some land and forums and stuff like that. First thing first, let's go ahead and identify the good places to live. So we're going to use this green. We know this egg thing here. Let's pump up the size of this. We know this egg thing here is a good place to live. It's starting to affect whatever's going on is affecting this area. So that's going to be happy. Now, if this is really warm and cold, if we're looking at warm and cold, let's go ahead and identify. I hate these colors. We're going to make a new one. I love Wonder Draft, but the pastel colors and the Other things are not my favorite. So we're going to identify this area as like, holy crap, hot. And, you know, the ocean never freezes there. And then let's make another color to show where the cold is. We're just going to do something like that. So this is the area that constantly freezes. And this used to be it, but you know, we got some sciencey stuff going on that's terraforming. And then in the middle here, let's make a kind of a light green to show. Oh, not that. Definitely not that. Green, Dan. Green. Currently learning French, but German is stuck somewhere in my mind sometimes. But that's okay. So these are kind of our happy places. These are kind of our quote unquote temperate places. Again, they freeze over at night, but it's a lot better than other places. And so let's now take a look. Since we got kind of a knowledge of where things are, I'm going to sure we're alive here. There we go. Okay, yeah, we're still good. Okay. Let's go ahead and we're going to start making some mountains. I am going to use the dotty mountains because I like them a lot. Actually, I've got these bad boys. If we do those. Again, any assets I have, I'll just link them online. I don't like those a lot. Maybe not for this map. Maybe we'll go with some dotty mountains. I prefer those. They look better and they are a lot more consistent than I've seen. So we'll go with that. We need to find a good size for these. So our scale, let's go 10 for big mountains. That works. And for our small mountains, maybe 5. That works. Actually, let's go a little bigger for that. I think that's too big. Let's go 25. Let's go 15. And let's go back to 10. Okay, 10 it is. Let's get rid of this. I'll link the asset pack. Actually, if someone is going to use this, I'll make it available. We need to go with the default symbols for Wonderdraft. So instead of using those packs, I'm going to come back and use the default stuff. Let's see, is this default? I hope it's default. I know these are. Okay, we'll go with these mountains. It's the Playful Jagged Mountains. I want to make sure if someone needs a file that it's there. Okay, so let's get started here with our mountains. We're going to up the density by a lot, up the rate a lot, because we really want to put these down fast. And yeah, I mean, go nuts. So these are going to be our big ones. We're going to go up to 30 with these guys, maybe 40. Let's go. Let's see what 40 looks like. Okay, we'll do 40. And I am going to make sure we write down the mountain sizes. We'll 20 and then 10 for smaller stuff. Okay. And here we go. We're just going to practice generic mountain placement by putting our mountain lines in the middle of our continents, especially with such a massive amount of gravitational shenanigans going on, which is literally pulling plates up. That's cool. All right, there we go. So we have all these plates being pulled up. Go some there. And if we have islands, you know how I feel about islands, and I totally neglect them, and I'm a horrible island daddy because I neglect my islands all the time. Apparently, Alexa is seeing motion at the camp. Again, I'm doing this live in real life. I'm not shutting my family out. I don't have a recording space yet. I might. We'll see. I don't care. We're at a new location too. We had to move. We didn't have to move. Yeah, no. We moved. Life got better. So I can be within a few minutes of the people that need me. I really am grateful for them. These guys. Again, these are our main mountain ranges. Gonna take a little bit of time. Um, Saturday, excuse me, Thursday is going to be, this is the day I will definitely stream. I'll always, unless, apocalypse happens again. Thursday at this time is when I'm going to stream. But I might do finish ups later in the week because I'm really digging this concept. This might be my next home campaign setting. I did get a question that if people want to use this for publication, like if they like the map so much and they want to write a story about it or sell it or something like that, my feeling is since we made it together, go for it. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Don't sue anybody because that's a dick move. We made a map for free online and now it's mine and I'm going to sue you. Don't do that. That would be bad. People worry about that, so this is kind of a goodwill. We're all in this together, goodwill kind of exercise. But yeah, write books, make campaign settings, publish it. I don't care. I think one of the things of our channel, and definitely recently with all the artists I've worked with, especially model makers, 3D model makers, there's but the question that was asked is, well, why do people why do AI art and stuff like that? It allows accessibility to people that maybe haven't practiced or maybe haven't been able to develop the skills. The moral dilemma of that, of course, comes from how they train the stuff. There's some ethical AI companies that have paid artists to generate their art for them, which I think is that's tight. I like that. If they asked me to do that, I'd like, heck yeah, have all my maps, enjoy. But I want to show people that there are things out there that are extremely accessible and allows them to make whatever they want. Allows them to generate stuff. Allows them to do art and make good stuff. I've got to craggle this up. That doesn't look good. There, craggled. Let's get that guy too. Okay, back to symbols. Okay, those are our big mountain ranges. That's looking fun. Now we're going to go with our smaller mountains here. These at 30s, and we're just going to make the offshoots. And just kind of fill these mountains in like this. Something I have done recently, I've not been afraid of details. I have not been afraid of details. I think for maps, there's a artistic preference of the more details you draw, the more you're going to get your eye to follow it. And that's kind of, yeah, okay, yeah, totally right. And I agree with that. But with maps, every square inch should be important, especially with campaign settings. So that's why I'm going really heavy detailed, like what we're doing right now. I'm just adding smaller mountains, kind of like veins off the big mountains, kind of reaching in like fingers. Now this would be following a continental kind of a continental shift. So we got some crazy stuff down here. Crazy stuff down here. Cool. Okay, so we got some big mountains there. Let's see. ZG. I'm really interested on your book campaign setting. Let us know when you get some stuff out, because, I'd love to not throw you a bone, but like spread the joy. Okay, we're gonna make some more mounts here. Or we're gonna make some mounts here. We're just gonna turn up the density to 11. Now this is gonna be a big map. I'm gonna probably have to upload this to Google Drive if you guys want it to use it. And I'll just share that with everybody so you can download it. Might take me a couple days, so be patient with me. I'm going to put our little details everywhere. And we're getting there. We are getting there. This is kind of the boring part, guys. So the humans here have adapted. They've adapted technology. They've adapted structures. So I'm thinking, like, based on what we're currently studying with like Mars and the Moon, there's a lot of questions on habitation and how people would create stuff and live in an environment. So using kind of models like that, I think we're going to get a lot of tunnels. Oh, well, the problem is that there's movement. There's a lot of technical movement. These are going to bob all over the place. And you don't want to put a structure that is, you want kind of flexibility on structures. So what if with these dudes, draw a new map. No, I don't want to say it. What if like we had, if this was, this is the land. Oh, well, oh, cool. Okay, this is the land. And what if they dug a pit and then they had their living structure in the pit? This is going to be the living structure. But then they like chained it. That's kind of cool. Chained it to the openings of these pits they've dropped. So when it gets really hot, they can go in, when they can adjust stuff, go up and down or stuff like that. So maybe that's how they lived through that. With the current models with NASA, there's a lot of 3D printing, sends a probe, set up a infrastructure, use the moon or uses Mars surface as the material to create said structure, because there's no way in heck we could create infrastructure we just don't have every little inch, every little pound, every little thing that we put into space costs a lot of money. So the less crap we put up in space, the better we're going to be. So we create drones or 3D printing machines. We get to the moon. To the moon, there's about I think a 8-second lag when it comes to digital communication right now. Unless they use freaking lasers. Crack this up too. Forgot about this bad boy down here. Whoa. There we go. Okay, so anyways, ranting about surfaces and colonization and stuff like that. So in this case, kind of borrowing off of that, maybe we have some earth shapers, maybe we have some people. Kilroy, oh my gosh, how good to see you. I am so glad you're here. Okay, really quick breakdown since you're here, what we're doing. Okay, so we have created this world, and this world has some issues. It's orbiting a binary star, and it's kind of almost, it's not tidal locked, but the moon's tidal locked, and there's a lot of gravity going on, and there's a lot of heat exchange. Okay, we're probably looking at a very large Earth, probably, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 times the size of our Earth, but with the pull of the gravity seems like it's about 1.5. Anyways, during the nights, which are long, these oceans and everything totally freeze over, and it gets really freaking cold. Freaking, yeah. It gets really, 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 really cold. And some of the land freezes, some of the oceans freeze. It gets down to like -80 or -100 in some places, like down south in this area, in the green area. It gets freaking cold. And so, like, the oceans will freeze and all the lakes will freeze. And the local populace have used that to travel and sustain themselves. We have structures. This is a really bad example, but I'm going to do this again. So, in order to live, people have created maybe a structure. There's a roof, some windows, some stuff like that. And they've kind of chained it to the ground and dug pits around it so that they can control the height of it. Hey, see you, Puppet Master. I'll get this up for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for still being here and putting up with me and all this shenanigans. I really do appreciate it. All right, so yeah. So we have this place that goes hot to cold. Now, another thing that's happened, another couple things that have happened, the moon itself, since a binary star's gravitational force is just going to be juggling everything like crazy. Let's turn that down about 25. These mountains, this land itself, the moon itself and this world attracted a solar body about 1,000 years ago, and it hit the moon. And now we have a large belt that's starting to be formed, and we have kind of safe spots that are away from the sun that maybe retain heat. They're really desirable, but at the same time, we have to, and other things. Well, something else happened recently. That's kind of cool. So down here, we got this big egg-shaped thing. Okay, it's actually it's an egg. It's bringing something to this planet. We haven't really decided on it. It's kind of been terraformed. It might be a species, a generational ship that's landed, but it's starting to terraform this area. And let's turn down our scales a little bit so we can fit stuff. And what it's doing is it's adding a lot of atmosphere artificially. It's adding a lot of, it's changing the environment. It's basically terraforming the area around it to make it more survivable. And we've kind of come up, we've kind of come up with that there's either a more advanced civilization, or there's more people here, or there's individuals that are studying it or controlling it. If it's a generational ship that lands, or a ship from someplace else, then you have maybe administration controlling it. Maybe some individuals that are in charge of it, and you got some weird shenanigans going. If it is a generational ship, then that means that the people that are here, it's kind of like, the entire species committed to be here or to land. And so everybody that's in charge of this big terraforming project, or egg, or life egg as we called it, they're like super, hey, we mean business, and if someone tries to mess with us, we're going to, I don't know, sick some, what do we call those puppies? The kitten tentacle things in that one land. I forgot what something puppies. They're like cats with tentacles. All right. We got our mountains now. So now that we got our mountains, let's start rivers. Cool. Okay, we're going to do with our... Let's go ahead and do what we always do and drop this down to about 4. This is how we're going to create our rivers. Let's start down here, and we have a lot of storms coming. Maybe we have the currents all messed up, and the currents are coming from north. Since the world heats up there, displacer beast from D&D, yeah. So we have again, new picture. We have a really hot area up here. And if this world is bigger than Earth, then maybe we have a convex system that is coming down here like this. So our shadows, all our rain shadows are going to be on the north. Excuse me, the stuff is going to be on north, and our shadows are going to be on the south for forests. So that means that we have we're going to have rain everywhere, but we're going to really go nuts with these rivers. So recently I had the opportunity to go up to Yellowstone with my family, and really cool things. There's one part of Yellowstone where there's a continental divide, and that divide is like, I don't know, 100 yards away from each other. So part of the river goes to the Pacific, to the Gulf of Mexico. The other part goes to the Pacific Ocean, and it was just really cool. And also, I know there's kind of a hot topic when it comes to map makers. It was there. I have pictures. It's what we call bifurcation. Bifurcation is when a river just kind of splits like this. And in the map community, there is a massive rivers don't run that way. Well, they do. They're not common, but they do. It only happens when the erosion outpaces the sediment, the deposit of sediment. So I'm wondering if we kind of do some weird stuff. Let's do the stuff that would be there first. Let's kind of base everything in, just a slab of reality. Nothing too boring, though. Just enough to make it interesting. I like the binary star system. I like the crazy gravity. I like the long periods of cold and long periods hot, maybe weeks of that kind of shenanigans going on. Give it time to really cool down. No, let's not do that river. It looks like it hit a mountain. That's no bueno. There we go. Stuff here. I'm going to save. Noise incoming. Boop. Okay. And we're going to come here. We've got some cool lakes. We're just going to make these lakes all go down in this. That's neat. It's here. But I like the rain shadow in the north. That's kind of snazzy. That's starting to really look good. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it, Peter. Good movie. All right. Stuff here, more stuff here, more stuff here, more stuff here. Coming back here, here. We do need some other things on those islands, but we'll get to them when we get to them. Not so many rivers here because it's hot. We'll just craggle the crap out of these. That's kind of cool. I was wondering if I'll match the rhythm of the hot cold, just like we have nocturnal daytime creatures. I'm putting that in the notes. Thank you very much. What are you thinking, Gilroy, on that, on the creatureage? I mean, how do they get out? Do they adapt? Do they burrow? Maybe a bunch of burrowing critters, or critters that can change their shape, inflate, deflate. If you had mammals, they need to get out of the heat or thrive in the heat and, store up a lot of fat for the cold. Also, with gravitation, that's going to create some really stocky figures. I'm almost thinking like bugs, but like furry bugs. Now that I've been playing Silk Song, and it is an amazing game, and I hate it and love it all at the same time. Yeah, we're going to add some mounts here really quick. It's needed. I like bugs, though. They do have a carapace, except bugs, if you get out of their temperature zone, they're dead. That's all there is to it. If they get out of their temperate zone, they die. Or, option, what if you had the cold animals? If it's really cold, and they like the cold, once it starts getting hot, they just fly up into the air, or go into cold areas, or maybe they're migratory, like giant, maybe giant dragonflies or something like that. Kind of cool. But again, it's the we have to remember that we have a lot of gravity here, and depending on the oxygen, if we have a lot of oxygen, we get big bugs. If we don't have a lot of oxygen, we get small bugs. So if we want stuff like that, maybe they're flying mammals or something like that. Permanent migration. Yeah, we're doing that. Okay, animals are migratory. So the stuff that's on the ground. So we have animals that are migratory, which I really like. I think that's really cool. And then we have animals that are kind of stick to one place. So I'm thinking the ones that stick either burrow or like crazy herd animals. Um, make a little lake right there. I don't like that lake. Bad lake. No McDonald's ice cream for you. Also, I am not sponsored by Wonderdraft in any way, shape, or form. I've only talked to the creator once. I invited him onto the channel, but he doesn't like doing that. Which is, yeah, I get. Heck, I don't even like being. I'm just doing this to. I did a map once. People thought it was great. I had fun. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah, the migration things. That migration things. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. So you basically have two campaign settings that if you're using it in game, if you're using that in a game, you basically have two campaign settings, and you have this weather thing and this environmental thing that your players have to constantly adapt to. And again, if any of these things you want to use in your own projects, any of these ideas, yeah, just use them. You don't have to credit us. Um, just don't sue me or anything if you publish something and then you're like, you copied me. Please don't do that. I'm actually kind of worried about that. I am kind of worried about that. I do live in the United States, so I'm kind of paranoid about everybody suing everybody else. And considering we won't get into the political climate because I have opinions. I have big opinions on that. Let's just say I'm a big fan of love and peace. Can I say with kind of being able to world make some maps at the same time? It's honestly skill. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That actually, thank you. I think the best part though is when we get together and people make suggestions and we kind of build off each other. I think that is like absolutely amazing. My wife, there's a big convention that my wife's kind of helps and is in charge of. Well, not in charge of, but she's on the board. And she thought it might be a good idea to do a presentation, live presentation with peeps, and kind of do what we do here. Like we just sit down and we all make a campaign map together and channel ideas. And I don't know mentally if I can, but I'm really thinking about that. And I don't know. Would that be something for the authors out there for like for everybody? Blaze and CJ, would that be something that you'd be interested in? Is there value there? And of course, I'd make it available online. But it's just a good. I think one of the coolest things about this channel and your guys' interaction is that we create something that is a community thing, and we get some really cool ideas. Because I never would have thought about that egg, and then we talk about terraforming, and this specific map has kind of a very scientific bend to it that I really like. We got some more minutes, and I have to take off. If you guys are cool with it, and again, if you want something different, throw it in the comments. But I'm gonna finish this map up later. I'm gonna start doing trees, and I want to get some landforms and colors done. This is all cold, and we've got some really big, nasty fjords. Big glaciers down here. That's cool. Maybe you got like some bugs that burrow into these glaciers, so they're like hive things. So they're these ice hive things, and when it's cold, they leave and go migrate to other places. And then when it start warming up, they go back and hide in those glaciers. And that can create, maybe they're bad, maybe they're good, maybe they're predatory, maybe they're not. Maybe there's a whole ecosystem that does that. I kind of like the ecosystem idea. But they use the glaciers, and maybe there's glaciers in mountains around this entire place, and they use those glaciers as like stop-off points. Yeah. What do you guys think about that? Is that cool? I also was thinking about if I have time. I don't know if I do, and I don't want to promise anything, but if I don't have time, um, I made a 3D video on YouTube that you could walk around and stuff, and I was thinking about doing something similar to the maps we make. Just to the land is cursed and gets hot and cold, maybe do an awesome transition of snow and stuff like that. But I think when it's hot, we're going to have a lot of boiling cumulonimbus, giant, massive clouds up in the air that just barf rain all over the place, just to make things look a lot more interesting. All right. So this is going to be the start of the map. Let's let's color it really quick. Get rid of that general color and just put something bland in. All right, and then we'll start working on cutting stuff down. I probably am, we're kind of close to being done here with my time. And with that time, I really enjoyed this, and I'm pumped that I can do this again, and I will be on Thursdays at this time, and I'll get this map taken care of and post it. I'll post what I have right now, so you guys can do anything you want with it. Deal? Okay. Will, custom brushes are a pain. I do have a lot of ideas. I've actually started making some. One of the reasons I went up to Yellowstone is to get pictures of the mountain and practice drawing them. In the future, once I get a clear system, I will definitely put something up because I think it's really needed. I think custom stuff is freaking awesome. Freaking again. Yeah, I think it's awesome. And I think that it would do a lot of good for people with this channel and their interests to have like custom brushes or a way to do that, or kind of some guidelines. Or maybe I'll just make a template and make it available to everybody. I might do that. Makes it a lot easier. I do love the fact that Wonderdraft allows you to just add your custom stuff. I think maybe a tutorial's in order for that. Also, a tutorial on using Wonderdraft in like 2025 or 2026. So, yeah, we can do that. Yeah. So that's on the docket. You know what? I'm going to write that down. Thank you, Will, for that idea. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, actually, I was doing that with World Creator and Gaia, making I don't know where it is because I had to get my computer back up and running, but I actually made some mountains, created a transparent PDF, and threw them in. So I need to develop that a little bit more. Okay, we got something cool here. We're going to leave it like this. I will export and give this to you. Let's save this. We're going to call this, I don't know, hot and cold, or ice and, no, let's not do ice and fire. Extreme climate. Terraform egg. We'll save that right now. And I'm going to export this. Yeah, I know you're busy. Okay, we'll save this, and I'm going to export this right now. Yeah, you're busy. I know. And we are going to put it right here. Extreme. Okay, that's cool. We'll call it that. Extreme. We'll export it. Pray it doesn't crash. Yeah, in Wonder Draft though, in Art Rage though, I've got some crazy stuff going on in Art Rage. Just show you guys. All right, come on, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Yay, didn't crash. Okay, cool. We will hit this. I'll finish it up. I'll get it to people again. Kind of neat, kind of cool. We'll get this out as soon as possible. I'll post it online right now so you guys have access to it, and I'll get a link up for you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I'm back. You're back. We're all having fun, and man, God bless you guys. Peace, love, and let's change the world through maps. Thank you, and have a great day.